All right, what's up, good people? It's your boys, the Beards of War, back again. We got some good stuff for you. Myself, Thick Nick Fury, FBR for President Fat Broken Rambo, Light 'em Up, Scorched Earth, and Hey Captain Jack behind the scenes. So you just got some retired veterans sharing their love of movies with you guys. All right, so today we finally getting to it, man. 28 years later, which is
We're getting
28
to
years
it.
too late in my opinion. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so currently playing on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen it, again, spoilers ahead. But we're going to get into this movie and kind of like what we thought of it. And of course, we want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you guys think and in the comments and everything. So, with no further ado, FBR, what's up?
Man, so I don't know, dude. Like, I was kind of trying to like process my feelings. So I just finished this movie like 10 minutes ago. Uh, all right. So Quicksilver is sitting on an island
Quicksilver.
off the coast of the United
Or
Kingdom.
kick ass, depends on who
Yeah,
you want to
yeah. Oh,
talk to.
Kick-Ass, that was great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, good throwback right there. Anyway, so he's got his kid, and they go out for their first excursion. Their hunter class. So basically, what we have is the rage virus is taking over the UK. If you remember, the end of 28 weeks later, the virus had spread to France. That was kind of like the setup for 28 months later that never came to fruition. So basically, the narrative alludes to the fact that they were able to self-contain or to contain back in the UK. The waters are patrolled internationally by other governments like France and Sweden. And basically, if you step foot on the island, you're there for life, man. There's no coming back. You're quarantined. So the society has basically set up a town that was on an island aspect of or an island off the coast of the UK, and it has a man-made seems like walk path that when the waters are low, they can go onto the mainland. Anyways, Quicksilver's taking his son Spike out on his first like hunt. Mom is sick. We don't know what's really going on with her. We just kind of know she's like she has bouts of like rage and mixed emotions, and she sleeps a lot. So they go out there. Spike gets his first couple kills, and then the movie kind of starts moving forward right after they return back. So Quicksilver gets tipsy, starts embellishing on the experience back in the woods, kind of like lifting his son up. I understood to a certain extent what he was trying to do there. Um, Probably trying to inspire the crowd and gain confidence in the next generation taking over at some point. I'm assuming. I don't think it was malicious, but to the son, it came across as he was inflating and it was lying. And the kid's not wrong. Um, Started throwing back a couple beers, and Quicksilver goes off and has an extramarital affair, and but Spike was witness to it, so that basically shatters his entire image of his dad. Goes back to the house. He gets a little bit more background on the fire that they witnessed off in the distance, and they describe Ray Fiennes' character, this crazed doctor, and the legend kind of grows from there. And then the kid decides that has it out with the dad the next morning. Quicksilver kind of confronts him on the affair, and then kind of confronts him on like, hey, his mom dying, blah blah blah. Why don't you save her? And actually, kind of grows up like in that scene, man. Like, dad slaps him, and then he goes into the mom's room, and it looks like he's gonna make a move on the mom, and the son steps in and pushes him out, draws the knife on him, and then their relationship is fractured at that point, man. There's no coming back from that. Um, and the kid decides he's gonna E&E out of the area and grabs the mom and is like, "We're making a run for the doctor." And he's like, "I'm gonna get you help." He's a can do. He has a can do attitude, man.
Yeah,
And it kind of
12.
spirals from there.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah,
mean,
good
good
semen.
synopsis, bro. Good synopsis. Yeah. So I think what kind of got me with this a little bit, like the premise is he's taking us out to the mainland to kind of learn how to, I guess, deal with I call them the infected, 'cause not really zombies, right? So how to deal with the infected, and it looks like that's the sole purpose, right? It's like, hey, we're gonna take these eight, arrows, and we're gonna go out there and try to fend off an entire like horde of these, rage virus infected individuals. And they run into these like slow, like fat, like slob
Yeah,
of the infected, and they eat like earthworms, so they're not really fast moving. So that's his first kill, right? And then shit hits the fan, and then here comes the alpha with all the fast moving, infected, and then they hole up in this small house or whatever, and that's when he notices the fire, and he's asking his dad about it. His dad's kind of being like, it's not really anything, don't worry about it, we can get back, to the island. Of course, on the way back to the island, of course, in the causeway, right before the tide comes in, an alpha is trailing them, right? So these alphas are hard to bring down. I will say this movie gave you a lot much a lot more frontal nudity than is necessary for a infected.
Dude,
Not sure if
HBO
everyone
is
wanted to see
jealous,
that,
man.
but
There is all
wow.
kinds of floppy dick in this show, in this
Oh
movie.
yeah,
It's like
and
a Game of
apparently
Thrones episode.
there's pregnancies going on out here. I'm like, okay, when did this happen? Are we really doing? So this movie kind of went left. But anyway, my biggest gripe was kind of like with the Timu version of Kings of the Night Watch on the gate. Like, dude, you have one job. He's running, blowing this little I'm sorry, this little whistle. Like, guys, open the gate. Hello, anybody? And everybody's just sleeping up there. You know, like they're just chilling, relaxing. Him and his boy are running for their lives. And it's like, okay, you have one job. That's your only job. Your job is
Like
to watch the
you have a
gate.
painting
Look
of the
out.
one job you're supposed to do. Remember, because they showed like all the roles in the
Yeah.
school. They're like, you can grow up and be a hunter. You can be a guard. Be like,
Right.
no, you can't because you're fucking fired.
Yeah, the guy can't even watch the wall. And they failed more than once, right? So
And it's not
as
like
you
they have
alluded
multiple
to,
gates. They have one
there's
gate. It's
one
a
gate.
fucking
There's
island.
one in and out. And then remember the kid starts to fire. Oh yeah, you got to come down and help with the fire. There's a whole town.
Okay.
Why are you coming to get me off the one job that's probably the most important
Yeah.
to go help put out a fire in a shed? Like it wasn't even like the
No,
village
it was
on
like a
fire.
medical tent.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so everybody comes off the wall, so him and his mom are able to slip out and go find the doctor, who amazingly still has his wits about him after being alone for 28 years. I don't even know if that's a thing.
30.
Is that right? You know, so as Tom
Yeah,
Hanks
something like that.
passed away, you lose your mind after a while. I mean,
Well,
you know,
son.
something. I mean, he was
Yeah, it
very
was-
with it. I
it was
don't
like
know how
3
he kept
years.
it together, but yeah, he was very together. But yeah, it kind of went south out. Junior kind of, he grew some real big balls, man. I mean,
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
there's nothing that led me to believe that he was even ready to take that on, and then he after his mom is makes the diagnosis, the doctor gives her the diagnosis, and then unalives her or helps her. I don't know if you want to call it a medically assisted death. Do Dr. Kevorkian, but and then at that point the kid just decides to, oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and stay out here. What? Like, dude, you're 12. You failed. Even your own eyes, you failed on that mission with your dad because you weren't even like prolific with your bow and arrow. And now you feel like you're ready to undertake living outside of the protection of where you grew up. But like, I don't know, it's a little weird, but that's where we ended up.
Yeah, I think that was just their way to, not saying that it was a great way, but it was their way to try and tee up, the next, iteration of this movie, trilogy. So, yeah, I mean, I liked some aspects of it. I thought it was a good movie ish. There was definitely some parts. The ending was, I don't even know what to say about the ending. Yeah, I mean, I looked, so like with the pregnancy thing, I figured, like me, I just naturally jumped to the conclusion that, okay, she was pregnant before she became infected or whatever, because the doc was like, well, the placenta, it protects, and okay, so it was a baby that was protected by that naturally. Okay, the doc, he had been gone from everybody for about 3 years, so, but I think he was on the cusp of losing his mind, right? Because he was talking to the kid, and he was like, I was beginning to think I would never be able to tell anybody the reason why I built these bone things or whatever, and I was just going to die out here alone. And good on him for having the medical training, right? That helped him deal with the alphas. Yeah, but it didn't make sense to me how none of the other fast movers or anything like got him at any point, right? I can maybe see, okay, the alpha was out there by himself and he took the alpha down, or not took him down, but just kept putting him to sleep. But the fast movers seem to be with the alpha all the time, so I don't understand that bit. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on the kid, like deciding to go on his own, walkabout, so to speak. At the end, it just didn't really make a whole lot of sense. I think it was just the natural rebellion, lost his mom or whatever, just was trying to find himself in this world where he had to grow up super fast. But that, like how he got himself cornered in that at the end, in that one spot, and just kind of, that didn't make sense. It didn't ring with how he was kind of depicted to be, like a growing up fast and being able to deal with some of these situations. It just didn't go with that. But I like the way they did the greater majority of the infected without the nudity, but with regards to having different types, like the slow movers. I kind of like that. I thought that was a unique take,
that was different,
and they did a good job. Those actors doing it, like they played those roles really well. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And
those
a
guards,
creepy one when he's eating the
man.
shoelace. Yeah, he's eating the
Oh yeah,
shoelace.
and he was like, "This don't taste right. This ain't got
This
salt.
ain't an earthworm. Yeah.
Gross."
And then mom kind of snapped out of her,
Yeah,
whatever
she
her
had like a
illness was that taken over her mind. Yeah, and
bipolar
she
thing going on
killed
because of her
that mom instinct
medical
kicked in.
issue,
The mama bear. Yeah, yeah, yep.
and she was looking at it like, "I did that. Did I do somebody? I don't even know what happened."
Yeah. So and apparently this iodine has some effect on the
The
rage
virus.
virus infected. But the alpha still was about to get to him. Remember when they hidden in that
Oh,
little
I
thing,
think to
he
the
yoked them up.
I
he was
think to the
dead, dude. He
alpha,
should have been dead.
as though,
Mm.
although I like to think that she was pregnant pre-infection, I think it's alluded to that the alpha is the father, and I think that's
Yeah, in
why
the
he is
train.
tracking them down so aggressively because like all of his crew got fucking smoked. That's why he was alone. So he gets
Right.
doped up, and if he like
Yeah,
smells the scent of the baby, I'm sure he's just following scent because that's
yeah.
I think that's probably where they're going. I know that we kind of glazed over the whole Swedish like Navy team that shows up and gets
Right.
immediately
Oh,
like
ripped
wrecked.
apart.
I'm like, dude,
Um,
That
how?
was so stupid.
I
How?
actually kind of I'm not talking about that aspect, but
How?
like the conversation that the one guy that remains that actually has a speaking line.
Okay, yeah.
It was kind of interesting to see like how Spike engages with him because like Spike grew up in this community, man. He has no idea what a cell phone is, no idea what a delivery driver is. Like it's kind of interesting to
DoorDash.
see his
Right.
perspective on things. Um, and the other thing I will give it this, like I knew going into this it was part of a trilogy. I knew it was a cliffhanger ending. I know some of the background as to why the villain type character at the end, Jimmy, I believe his name is, with the upside down
Yeah.
crucifix, why he is like part of that like clique, or like why he looks that way. I know it has to deal with a real life case of a real sick fuck that I'm glad is no longer on this planet. Um, and if you guys don't know what that is, look it up, man. It's kind of demented.
Mhm.
And it's going to showcase like it's almost like an alternate reality where you have this villain in real life that transcends over to film in a parallel route. So like in real life, this guy burns, right? He gets caught finally, or I'm sorry, he gets exposed at least I think after death. In this universe, that never happened because of what the virus happened. So it's kind of weird, or it's kind of interesting to see like how that persona is going to carry forward in the villain of the story. At least that's what I deduce because the sequel trailer, The Bone Temple, they filmed it back to back, and it's already the trailer's dropped, so it kind of gives a little bit of information further about like Spike's development and kind of finding this cult. Um, it, I this movie was a little frustrating, I guess, is to say the least. Knowing
Yeah.
all that information before going into it, I was expecting like a cliffhanger ending. I wasn't expecting the British version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to show up at the end.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, I had to suspend reality at that point, man, because like we're asking a lot of the audience. So it's kind of like John Wick 4, man. Like we bust balls about John Wick a lot on the show sometimes and in person too, about how like believable the ballistics are. Like I have to look at a movie like this. I'm like, okay, maybe those kids didn't have TikTok, so they found parkour and they just figured shit out.
Right.
Um, but that
And
is
some
that's a sizable ask. So I'm hoping they're going to give an explanation to the characters' motivations in the second one. I think we're going to get there. The question is, do we get funding for the third piece and the
yeah.
closure? Because Killian Murphy is supposed to come back and he cameos in the second one because some people have already seen it. And then he's going to play a big part in the third part of the trilogy. So that's going to be interesting to see where they go with its story. Because like
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson was barely in this movie. I kind of find
Right.
that
And I think
surprising.
he may have
Yeah.
a bigger role maybe in the second because now
I
that he
agree.
realizes his son
Yeah.
is on the mainland, now he's probably going to venture out to try to rescue him or bring him
Yeah.
back or whatever. But yeah, like when the Hansons showed up, I was kind of like, well,
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
like why are we going so
Yeah.
far right? Like, okay, I get it. There's a clique out there that's into whatever they're into, but why such the contrast, right? Why the bright colored tracksuits and the blonde, like white blonde hair, why such a big contrast from what's been the norm throughout the entire like series? 28 days later, 28 weeks later, always kind of dark, always kept it kind of serious, and then this one was like it was pretty serious up until that point. Like that point, it was like,
Yeah.
where did that come from? It was almost like why? Like I didn't even understand the point. But like I said, maybe it'll explain itself in the next movie. So we'll wait and see. And then when it comes out, we'll definitely review that with you guys, and we'll get your takes on it. And if you guys haven't seen it, like definitely let us know what you guys think when you do see it. I'd love
What
to
they
hear it.
need to do is like somehow those guys, those kids at the end were children of infected that didn't, get infected, like the baby. I don't know. That maybe that gave them the ability to flip 15 feet up in the air over top of some. Yeah, I mean, that
Yeah,
was
some kind of
insane. That wasn't
superhuman
just parkour.
abilities.
That was
Right.
that was
Yeah.
like, hey, it was
Yeah, it was
springboards.
over. It was like
They were
over the top,
flying.
and it was like why? Like I didn't get it, but okay, like
Yeah,
we'll
and
see.
I gotta admit too, man. Like Danny Boyle directed the first one. Alex Garland wrote it. Same thing with this matchup. And I figured them coming back. One of the things that I really missed about the original, and that the second one used well, was the music. Like John Murphy was the composer in the first one.
Score,
If you
yeah.
guys haven't heard "In the House in a Heartbeat," it's the culmination song at the end of the movie where the action set piece happens. I think with against the Royal Marines and Jim when he lets the infected into like their last stronghold. I can't remember if that's a church or like a military complex. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But that song is powerful as fuck, man. And this movie didn't hit like that. And I thought it was kind of strange because I feel like you really missed an opportunity because the music selection was just very strange. Almost like electric disco fucking rave. I don't know, man. And I'm sure there's
European.
plenty
Very
of people being
British.
like, "Oh man, look at that old fuck talking about
Mm.
music he doesn't understand." Um, but I will give a shout out, man, because Danny Boyle filming with iPhones, dude, the cinematography of this movie was fucking phenomenal. The quick shots, like you can tell if you've seen some of the behind the scenes footage of him having like multiple iPhones kind of like circling around an actor, and
Mm.
each phone captures like almost a still. It's really fucking cool just from that aspect alone. For if you can appreciate unique cinematography, like this is a film to check out strictly on that alone. I thought the kills were really good. I thought the tension was excellent. Spike won me over for sure, man. He went from being kind of like a kid to growing into his role almost instantaneously, and that actor flipped a
Yeah.
switch, man. But the only dude that I'm really excited about in the second one is Ray Fiennes. I think his doctor character is phenomenal. I think he had his wits about him. I think he was just in isolation for 30 years, and that's what he gave himself a project to keep his mind healthy and active. And I think, wow, it's weird, very weird. I understood his motivations, and I'm rooting for the character, man. I think all around, he's probably one of the last surviving good people on the planet.
Yeah, or so we believe.
Fair as what we've been shown so far. That's
Yeah, like
absolutely
how
fair.
were you able to survive out here? Like I got to know. Like you're not just surviving alphas, and as you see, he only tranquilizes the alpha. He never puts him down.
That's kind of weird too. I wonder if that's like from a science standpoint. Like, is he studying them? Do we have
He's
some like
breeding them. Like he
do we
might
have
be
some weird
breeding.
thing like Herschel when he used to store like in The Walking Dead where Herschel would store like
Yeah,
his
kept him in the
family and
barn.
friends,
Yeah,
kept them in the barn? It could be something like that. That would make the character even more interesting. I'm a huge fan of his anyway, so I'm excited to see where his character goes.
yeah, cool. All right, man, good one, good one. Anybody have any last minute any alibis?
Nah.
All right, cool. All right, so there you have it. It's 28 years later. So we're gonna get into some recommendations for something else you guys might want to check out. So, Scorcher, if you want to start us off?
Yeah, too easy. So, kind of sticking with Cillian Murphy, Killian Murphy, whatever I like to call him, Thomas Shelby. Peaky Blinders, right? Great, great, great series. I think it ran for about 6 seasons, maybe, from 2013 to 22. It's on Netflix, I do believe. Phenomenal. So they basically, like him and his brother came back from the war. This is about this is early 1900s, like the 1920 is somewhere around there. And they ended up starting a gang, right? I mean, they got to make money. The times are hard, whatever. So, but they became like one of the most prolific kind of mob type gang. They're running numbers, working with. I mean, there's espionage, intrigue, mob stuff, trying to go clean, fighting other people, other gangs and the like. There's a lot of great actors and actresses, and Paul Anderson,
Sam Neill,
Helen McCroy,
Tom
Sam
Hardy.
Neill. Yep.
Yeah, love Tom Hardy's character in that,
Oh,
man.
Tom Hardy was great.
Oh, dude.
Sophia Rundle, like there's the list goes on great actors and actresses that were in this. And to be honest, I can't remember a bad one. I can't remember a bad actor or actress in it. There may have been, there probably is, but I think everybody did phenomenal in this series, which is the reason why it had, I think, a pretty good run. I think there's talks of maybe a movie or something.
The
I'd be a
movie's
little
already
concerned about
filmed.
that.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
Well,
And
there you
they're
go.
talking
So
about possibly bringing the series
26,
back.
27.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that'd
sure
be
when.
interesting. I mean, it was a great series. I
I
mean,
haven't
I
watched it
thought they
yet.
did
It is
phenomenal.
absolutely on my short list. I've got to get to it.
The
Near episode.
end of the last scene, the final, I was not necessarily a big fan of. However, still, all in all, phenomenal. I give it, 4.5, 5 stars out of 5 as a series. Just great. He's a phenomenal actor. All of them are great.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, Alfie Solomons, Tom Hardy's character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was a
Dude.
trip in there. But yeah, guys, check it out, man. Netflix. That is time and money well spent.
Oh, good
What do you
recommendation.
got?
All right, Rambo. You want to go next? You want me to
Yeah,
go?
man, I got it. All right, so I kind of stuck with the British theme because I didn't have any good horror movies to give you an example of. But one of my all-time favorite movies, man, V for Vendetta. So
Good one.
V for Vendetta. It's on Netflix. Check it out. I'm a physical media guy, so um, Natalie Portman plays a young, 20-something average British citizen in kind of like a dystopian slight future where the government has taken over, censored, what you can read, write, talk, all that stuff, right? It's kind of like 1984. It's based on an Alan Moore comic book from or graphic novel, whatever you want to call it, from back in the day. Don't quote me on that. I gave up comics a long time ago. Anyways, it's about a shadowy figure that is basically he's an anarchist, right? And he's trying to overthrow the government, just kind of open people's minds, kind of like a modern day Anonymous, if you guys know of that hacker group that's out there. Anyways, Viggo Mortensen, I'm sorry, not Viggo Mortensen. Now it escapes me. Hugo Weaving,
Hugo Weaving, yeah.
who played Red Skull in Captain America 1. He plays V, the titular character with the Guy Fawkes mask, has knives, and he kind of serves as like a shadow kind of character. He operates in the background, displays his messages of going against the government kind of thing. And basically, what ends up happening is during an attack against the government, he ends up kind of like she gets wounded, he takes her in, and then she becomes public enemy number one because she's nowhere to be found, and they think that she's working in cahoots with V. And over the months the relationship develops, she heals, and she gets to understand like his motivations, and like finds out in his lair he's got all these things that have been blacklisted by the government, and he's trying to like restore kind of like democracy back to the United Kingdom. It's an absolutely phenomenal film. The ending is just incredible. And remember the 5th of November. So if you guys have seen the film, you'll know the famous quote that Hugo Weaving says, and you never see his face the entire film, just to say that like this dude carries this entire role behind a mask that shows no emotion. So it's all purely in his physical actions and in his voice. And my God, I can't recommend this movie enough. I think it's a fantastic film. If you guys you like those kind of dystopian tales like 1984, Animal Farm, that kind of stuff, this is a film to check out. I put this up there with like Book of Eli, kind of good. So it has a deeper message if you're willing to listen to it.
Nice, good pick, man. These
Nice,
for the
nice
dead.
pick.
That was one of those. Yeah, that's one of those good ones, man.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna kind of stay in the same vein of 28. Years later, I'm going with 2010's The Crazies. Timothy Oliphant, Roddy
Alien
Mitchell.
Earth.
Listen, this is one of those movies, right? It's like, okay, something happens, it affects the people of this small town. Like, Timmy Oliphant is the sheriff. I believe his wife is the doctor or a nurse, some type of medical profession. And, people are slowly like kind of just losing their minds, right? It's almost like the affected rage. And they're trying to figure out what caused it. Of course, the military is quarantining and trying to quarantine the town off. And, people are, kind of they're going crazy. That's obviously the goal of the movie. Just kind of watching them try to traverse, to figure out how to get out, what to do, what's going on, and to go up against big government, right? And it's just one of those movies that it's one of those underrated, I guess, zombie type movies. Like The Crazies, it's really one of those good movies. Like I said, you got your zombie type infected, but they're not actual zombies, not rising up from the dead kind of thing. But I like those types of movies, those apocalypse type movies where people kind of just lose it, and it could be someone and that makes it more difficult to kind of deal with the situation, right? If it's been a neighbor, it's been a friend, someone and all of a sudden, you got to take them down because they've lost their mind. They literally are not the same person. And it's always easy when you're watching behind the screen, like, just kill him. Like, well, dude, that's the man's daughter. Like, it's not that easy, right? And just kind of watching the human side of him, trying to understand, like, it's not just a faceless person. This is someone that you knew, you grew up with, you interact with on a daily basis. And and that, I think sometimes we lose that when we're watching behind the screen, because it's like, oh, it's easy, just like pull out, you're gonna start shooting people. Well, again, I think a lot of us would be like Herschel in the beginning, like, well, no, I know this person. If there's a cure, maybe we can help them. We don't know enough about this to start just randomly killing people like where they're never gonna come back. We don't know that. Um, the movie was very, very well done in my opinion. It's a fun movie to watch. And at the end, you can kind of see them, go to the next town, and of course, the satellites honed in on them, so they already know that they're moving on to the next one. They're tracking them through it, so it kind of led to a possible number two sequel, but which never happened. And now it's been 15 years, so I guess we got another 13 and 28 years. Maybe we'll get Crazies too. I don't know, but that's my pick, man. So if you guys want to check it out, check out the Crazies. Currently playing on Hulu and I believe Stars. So yeah, you'll have to subscribe to some streaming if you want to check it out. But good movie in my pick.
Yeah, the original was directed by George Romero.
Yeah, 1973.
I think he did a Crazies too, actually, back then.
Oh, see, now I got to check it out.
But this one was great, man. I remember watching this in theaters when this came out, and once again, Timothy Olyphant, love the guy. Shout out Alien Earth finale tonight.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I can't wait, man. Can't fucking wait. It's gonna be good. Someone's getting the eye. Oh,
well, I haven't seen it, Crazy, so I don't know how to check that out.
It's fantastic, man. It's a really good fast pace,
but I'm sure I've seen it.
Horror movie.
Really, really I feel like 28 days later, you'll probably, like I said, it's similar. Similar in that vein. Yeah.
Did you guys notice in 28 years later that somebody finally dropped the term zombie?
I did. Yeah. I did hear it. Wasn't it? I think it was the Swedish soldier, right?
Yeah, Swedish sailor. Yeah.
Yeah. So now originally I thought that was the kid from the beginning of the movie. Remember the kid, and then it was like 28 years later. It was, I'm like, oh, maybe it's him. I don't know, but then he was unalived by the Alpha, so I'm like, that can't be him.
Probably not him.
Yeah.
Now that dude was doing fatalities left, right, and center, man. He was pulling that Scorpion or Sub-Zero move like nonstop.
Get over here.
Finish him. I grew up in the 90s.
Well, all right, guys. Well, I don't know, but they're gonna make another Mortal Kombat movie, I think. So why not?
Yep, they got delayed till May.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I know. The original to me was the best one, dude, because that was the first one to put it on the screen.
That soundtrack was killer back then too.
They immediately went downhill after that. It started a quick spiral.
That R-rated one was pretty good. That came out during COVID.
Yeah, that's right. That kind of slipped through. They never got Raiden right. Like
they're doing it.
Can't get that character right.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Christopher Lambert. No. Of all the people you could have gotten for Raiden, you say, what? I think Chris will do it.
Hey,
no.
Hey, man, look, he was a Scotsman in Highlander, so
yeah,
I mean, come on. And Sean Connery was a Spaniard, so I mean, come on.
That's very true.
That was that's one of the biggest character misses in all of cinema. I'm sorry, dude. Like, no. And then they doubled down. And who was the other dude? Oh, I can't even think of his name that played Raiden in like the sequel.
James Remar.
Yeah, really?
Because Christopher Lambert wouldn't come back.
Right. Because Chris was like, "Yeah, I fucked this up," and they're like, "Oh, we'll double down and go even get a worse person."
That second movie was god awful.
Man!
But the remake they did pretty good, man, because they did a lot of stuff that was right from the game, and it was stupid violent.
Dude, give me one of the three dudes from Little Big Trouble in Little China. The dude that played the lightning god in that one. At his old age right now. At his age right now.
He's a little old now. He's a little rough. Have you seen him?
I think we lost him this year. I think he passed.
Did he? Actually, yeah.
He God of Thunder from.
Yeah, I think so. I guess he couldn't find two girls with green eyes. I don't know.
Damn.
Hey,
too soon.
Hey, vet humor. Sorry, it's never too soon. I was like,
that's how I get out of jail. A free card. Yeah,
green eyes.
Vet humor. Sorry, if we offended someone. We meant to, but sorry.
Pork Chop Express.
It's all
right, good people. That's all we got. Let somebody have an alibi. See, this is where we go off the rail. All right.
What won't come out of there again?
Oh, we still have a poll going.
What? Big Trouble in China all day.
What
Stephen
the
King
heck?
movie. So check out the community tab and vote for your favorite Stephen King movie. And our next show will reveal the results.
Hey, real quick. May the wings of freedom never lose a
The
feather. You
All
just
right,
look
with
some
that-
old Jack Burton.
And with that, Nick Fury out here.
The check is in the mail.
Oh, nice. I'm out, guys.
FBR out
Folks.
here.